Hello everybody, and welcome to this Let's Play of Dominions 4. I am going to start a new game from scratch. Take you through the entire process of me choosing my faction and creating my pretender god. Now, before I started this game, it was requested of me by Liam Fitz on YouTube to play as the Atlanteans, and I'm not a huge fan of the underwater nations in this game, but I thought, you know what, why not? Let's give that faction a try. I've never actually played them in any of the Dominions games, so I'm going to choose the Atlanteans, and I'm actually going to play on a map that I found on one of the various community websites for the Dominion series. This map is called the Valannus Map, and I really think this map is just amazing, especially when you kind of compare it to the maps that are natively in Dominions 4, well, even Dominions 3 too. So yeah, we're going to be playing on Valannus, so I imagine that the Atlanteans are going to spawn somewhere in the middle of the world, along the water. But what's really cool is that you have like all this, like the overworld, but then at the bottom of the map you have all of these underground places. So it's really cool. You have underground, you have a lot of water to spread around if you're an underwater nation, and you have a lot of land. So it's a cool map. So let's choose this. Enter game name. I will say first. Okay, so I know that the Atlanteans have a faction in every age, so I'm going to choose a random age to play with my epic die of epic randomness. So 1 or 2 early ages, 3 or 4 middle ages, 5 or 6 late ages, and then I guess I ignore the 7 and 8. Alright, that's a 1. So we are going to choose the early age Atlanteans, and I would like to take this as an opportunity to try the new mode, this Disciple game, so we can play with teams. So let's try this out. I believe this map can support up to 12, so let's see. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's do 12. Let's have multiple teams here. So we'll do Disciple game. I'll set up the teams. Oops. Alright, 4 teams of 3. This should be a brutal game, I think. Now, each team can only have 1 pretender god, and the other members of their team are disciples. So what that means is I, as the pretender god, get to choose what our bonuses are going to be. So like for the other 2 factions, their sacred troops, whenever they're blessed, their blessings are going to be based upon my choices when I make the pretender god. Same thing with all of these other races. So let's choose the Atlanteans. Here they are. Atlantis, emergence of the deep ones. Atlantis is an underwater nation of amphibious beings. They do not use missile troops. They have powerful earth and water mages and powerful priests. So that sounds pretty cool. And that kind of tells me to focus on earth and water for my god. So let's choose them. I think I'll leave it up to random. I could choose every single faction, but let's just see what the AI randoms there. So let's click OK. Alright, the background for Atlantis. For centuries, the seas have been the domain of the Tritons, but recently, a nation of beings resembling a cross between fish, frog, and human has emerged in the deepest gorges of the oceans. The race is not entirely unknown, as there are a few of them who have made shallow coastal reefs their home, but the Triton kings never imagined that they were numerous or powerful enough to form a nation. Excuse me. These Atlanteans of the deeps never stop growing and will live for several hundred years unless killed. Holy crap. The Atlantean society is organized in a strict hierarchy of size and age. The oldest and most cunning Atlanteans have made themselves kings and queens of the Basalt City in the deepest reaches of the ocean. The Atlanteans of the deeps use weapons of enchanted basalt made by the Basalt Kings. Is it basalt or basalt? Basalt. I should probably pronounce it as basalt. Alright, so they are amphibian, meaning they can go in the waters and land with no penalties. Their military is light infantry shamblers. I don't know what that means. And no missile weapons. I don't know if I've ever played a faction that had no missiles. That should be different. Magic is earth, water, fire, and some astral. So they also have fire. Wow. That's a lot of magic. Priest powerful. That's cool. Alright, so this Demi-Lich cracks me up. It's so, like, I don't even know what it is. Alright, so we could pick Nerid the Mermaid, Dagon the something, Titan of the Sea, or Monolith. So yeah, every single faction has different physical forms. Well, some of the physical forms are shared between multiple factions, but for the most part, each one has some unique ones. Let's see what the Titan of the Sea is like. A level 3 water mage right off the bat. He's amphibious, cold resistant, and has the gift of water breathing. A commander with this ability can enter underwater provinces with an army of limited size. Wow, that's kind of cool. So what that means is that he can have an army of up to 75 people who are non-amphibians, non-aquatic units, and he can take them into the ocean, and he, I guess, gives them the gift of water breathing automatically. That's kind of cool. Plus, he's a level 3 water mage, which kind of sinks in with our nation. But let's see. A lot of hit points too, so he's actually a fighter. But let's look at the other ones. We have a rock with a lot of hit points, tons of protection. That kind of makes sense. High magic resistance, morale is a lot. Not much defense skill. Precision. Okay, what does this thing do? Level 1 Earth, Astral, Nature. So just the nature part kind of throws me off because nature isn't a part of the Atlanteans. So right there, I'm just going to say nope. Alright, this guy has a aura of fear, which causes them to be good at pillaging. Okay. Also has gift of water breathing, but not as high. His is only 50. He's a trampler. Instead of attacking with a weapon, this unit will charge straight into the enemy ranks and trample anyone who is not quick enough to move aside. Trample can only be used against smaller targets. Elephants can trample horses and humans, but they cannot trample dragons or other elephants. This guy looks kind of small. He's probably around a horse size, I think. So that's not that crazy. So I'm kind of feeling the Titan of the Sea, but let's check Nerid here. Nerid is aquatic, so she cannot leave the oceans. Supply bonus. So she gives a bonus of 20 supply for the entire province. So that's kind of cool. She's poison resist, cold resist. But she's a nature level 2, so again, that kind of throws me off. And the Demi-Lich. Oh, oops. I meant to right-click on you. Death magic, yeah, that's a poor amphibian. Like, what the hell? Is it just like a little pile of bones? I don't... Oh, I guess we could read this. Lacking a body, he is unable to move between provinces through other means than magic rituals. That's interesting. Anyway, yeah, let's pick the Titan of the Sea. Okay, so I want... What do we want? Let's view the nation description. It's earth, water, fire, and some astral. Okay, so let's do some earth, water, fire. Remember, all of these skills will now be conferred to my disciple nations as well. So this will help them out with their sacred troops. So with these stats, whenever a unit is blessed, well, a unit of sacred troops specifically, they will get attack skill, defense skill, and reinvigoration +2. Plus, this is a pretty kick-ass mage with all these skills. So since they're amphibious, let's look at the dominions. So remember from my tutorial video, we are kind of guiding what all of our provinces are eventually going to become with this section. So let's see. Order and turmoil. Let's see. On the other hand, a land of turmoil is chaotic and uncivilized, filled with feuds and sudden murders. A land of turmoil can be an interesting but dangerous place to visit. So, like, turmoil is minus income, unrest, it takes a hit, but you get events +2. So if you kind of, you know, like, lower your turmoil to 3 so you have events high, then you can change the fortune or misfortune to, like, a 3. So that changed events to +21 and luck 45, which kind of influences the random events. So You could do that kind of strategy. I'm not going to. I think that's not really the way to go. A lot of my units, I think, are cold resist, it seems like. So is there any reason to... No. I don't think they need cold, so I don't really need to adjust that. Productivity, I think, is always good. Sloth, I don't know why you would want sloth. Let's look at this description. A land of sloth is a lazy and boring place where apathy reigns supreme. Donkeys stand about idly blocking the streets and no one cares to remove them. That's kind of funny. But not what I really want. The problem is we don't have that many points left to play around with unless we choose our god to be dormant or imprisoned. Typically when I play games, I at least do dormant, if not imprisoned. But I'm a kind of player who doesn't really use their god that often, or like to their full potential really. I kind of rely mostly on my units that I recruit. I think I'll do dormant so I can bump that up to a 3. I think I want to... Growth and death. A land of growth is land of milk and honey. Plants grow everywhere in righteous profusion. Land of death, is, on the other hand, is a desolate place. So if we increase that, we get income, supplies, and growth. So we can only afford to do one of those. I guess we could bump up our dominion then. So we can have a 5 dominion, which is the strength of our, like, god's presence. 3 productivity and 1 growth. And then we have a level 4 in earth, water, and fire. But we have no astral magic. I think I'm okay with this. Well, this doesn't affect resources, right? No. Yeah, I think I'm okay with this. Let's roll with this setup here. So remember, as the game progresses and we gain more provinces and our dominion spreads, the provinces should kind of terraform themselves to have a 3 productivity and 1 growth. So I think that's pretty good. Enter the name of our god. Oh man, what was Triton? King Triton? I'm thinking of The Little Mermaid, that old Disney movie. That was his name, right? King Triton? King Titan? Triton. I think that's it. King Triton. All praise King Triton. I think that's good. We'll start with 1 province. Strength of independence being 5 is fine. Let's go to the Throne of Ascension. So right now it's set up to 7 points. So we would need 7 points, and they're giving us 7 level 1s and 1 level 2. So we would either need the level 2 and 5 level 7s, or level 1s, sorry. Is that good? This is being split between 4 different teams. Huh. Let's bump up the level 1s to 10, level 2s to 3, and a level 3 to 1. And maybe bump up the required points to 10. So we can either get all of these, 3 of those and 1 of those. I like that because I want to see the effects of each of the thrones, because each higher level you go, the bigger bonus it gives you. So I kind of want to see all 3 of them together. So yeah, let's roll with that. Renaming we will do to allowed, so we can rename my commanders. Unclustered. Clustered start position means that players on the same team will start positions close to each other. Let's do uncluster. Let's see what happens when we're all over the place. So let's click OK. Here we go. King Triton, god of Atlantis. That's very fitting. So, as I showed in my tutorial videos, these messages are always the same. Now the wheel has turned once again. Ascension Wars. So I don't think I ever really explained. The Ascension Wars is like the whole point of this game is for your god to be the only god remaining, and he kind of ascends to the god of the world. So all these pretender gods will fight each other until there's only one, and that one becomes the god. I don't think I ever actually mentioned that before, so my apologies. So here's this map. This is really just an amazing map. So you have this land over here. that you can only get through by this one province there, so that's easily defended. You can see all the thrones already all over the place that we need to capture. So here we are. This is where we start. Looks like our ally is really close by. Who is that? I can't... Tir Nanog. Oh, okay. So we have the Tir Nanog as an ally. Let's actually look at all of the nations here. Pretenders of the world. So King Triton, that's us. Who is our ally? What's their flag like? Green? So it's this one? Oh, it says right there, Disciple of King Triton. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we have the Tir Nanog, which are Furbolg Infantry, Sidhe Infantry, and Sacred Tuatha Warriors. I never played the Tir Nanog. Spell Songs, Air Nature. Okay, that's cool. Who's our other ally? Oh, the Yomi. So this is the faction that in the late ages they become like the samurai of our world. So right now they're a bunch of demons, and I think they have human servants. I think they have like Ashigaru right now, as well as a bunch of goblin troops. That's kind of cool. So King Triton rules over the demons of Japan and the Tir Nanog. Is that shoot, is Tir Nanog, is that an Irish of origins? I'm so bad with this. I think that is, right? Irish, Tir Nanog? Maybe? Let me know if I'm wrong. Anyway, so what do we want to do on our first turn? Well, let's look at our province. So our province is connected to this underground network. We also are neighboring a throne. I kind of would not want to expand up here since our ally is right there. I think I'm going to want to expand this way. Where's our other ally anyway? Ah, way over here by himself. Yeah, so I think my first order of business is to expand our empire this way to try and get to our other ally who's way out there. And with 4 teams on this map, you know there's probably at least like 2 or 3 people between us, so I want to get over... Ooh, you know what? I could take an underground route. Go there, then there, and then there you go. We're connected. So instead of going above here, I can actually just take our position here, go down, and then just keep going underground, and then boom. We have a underground highway to our other faction over there. Cool. I think I like that idea. Are there any thrones down here? There's one way over here. And then we have this, like, island just way out there. Huh, okay. I love this map. This map is just so good. It's really awesome. It's really well done. Look forward to more maps from their creator. Anyway. Okay, so we start with... well, our god is in prison, so we're not going to see him for about a year or so. Let's go to army setup. We have Alf Arsalan, the Coral Commander. His traits is Amphibian, Dark Vision. This unit has Dark Vision and is less affected by darkness, which may be good for that underground passage, because maybe these are Darklands? Can we tell? This is a cave, that's sea. I don't know if cave means it's dark down here. I don't know. Because I think, like, the cave system, I'm pretty sure that's new to Dominions. I don't remember there being any caves in Dominions 3. So yeah, maybe those are dark, which is fine for our race, apparently. Because we have dark vision. He has a Coral Glaive, so the damage is 9. It takes a hit to his attack skill, but it's a looks like it's a defensive weapon with a length of 4. And also has weak poison. So the poison value is armor negating. So what I think that means is that when they get hit, this physical damage can be blocked by a user's protection skill, but the poison damage will go right through. And the poison damage value is 5, so that's pretty cool. So even if they block all the physical damage, this dude's glaive is going to poison you. Poison barbs. This unit is covered in poisonous barbs. I don't know what that means. Like, if he gets hit, does a person take poison damage? I've never seen that before. Oh, you know what? One more thing I did not cover in my tutorial. I totally forgot. So, in combat, If you're fighting a unit that has a shield, you want to know what their parry skill is. So, the parry skill is not automatically valued in this defense skill. So let's see, the parry skill is 4. Okay, so let's say a enemy attacked this person and they could hit a defensive skill of, let's say, 15. Well, that's above this base defensive skill, but if you load in the parry, it's not. So the parry beats that. So that means since it beat the defensive skill but not the parry, then that attack will hit the shield of the user, which means you have to take the shield's protection skill into account. So that's 15 damage that the shield will block if the person hits between defensive skill 14 and 17. So parry is very important, and I totally forgot to mention that in my tutorial video, so oops. But anyway, our commander looks pretty cool. 16 protection, that's pretty high. 25 hit points. Wow, that's beefy. Let's look at our basic guys. Wow, even our basic spearmen have a 12 hit points. The average human has 10, so that's kind of cool. They're all amphibian and dark vision too, so that's cool. Spear damage of 14. That's mostly coming from their high strength skill of 11. That's okay, that's pretty average. Sharkskin armor. Protection 8, that's it's kind of low, but their morale is 13. For basic soldiers, that's pretty high. Kind of easy to hit, average attack skill, encumbrance of 3. That's not a bad little unit. What are these guys? Deep 1. Hit points 14. Wow. Strength 12. Defense skill 7, so they're pretty easy to hit. They have almost no protection. Their morale is 15. So this Atlanteans seem to be really good on the morale so far. And he has a claw and a bite attack. 12 and 14. I mean, it's not bad. How much do these guys cost? Let's check the recruits. So we have these spearmen. So they cost us 10 and 5. That's pretty good. I think for their stats, that's pretty good. And we also have this one. 10 and 1 resource. Oh my god. Yeah, that's cheap. Look at all these people. Wow. 55 and 56? What the Oh, this is our sacred unit, which is also fire resistant, cold resistant. Gets a bonus if he's defending a castle, and dark vision 100, which is double what our other units were. I don't know what that exactly means, because dark vision is new to me, but a higher number is surely a good thing, right? Their weapons are a basalt spear, basalt spear. So this does magic damage? Wow, that's cool. And a bite attack of 20 damage. That's pretty sweet too. Turtle shell, okay. That's, wow, 31 hit points. This is a beefy unit. I'm definitely going to want to try to get a unit of these living pillars to bless. Oh, and I also didn't cover, man, I guess I missed some things in my tutorial, but I can run through them here. So sacred units, you'll notice these holy points. Oops. We have 5, but a sacred unit, either a unit or a commander who happens to be sacred, which I just happened to click on this Mother of the Deep who's also sacred, will take holy points. So that kind of prevents you from, getting an entire unit of sacred troops right out the gate, because sacred is pretty powerful in this game. So you're limited by the holy points, as well as gold and resources. Okay. Let's look at our... Who's this guy? Alright, we're looking at this guy. Is this our scout? Stealthy, dark vision. Yes, the scout. Okay. Alright, so let's start with moving our scout into this cave system. So we'll left click there. So now he is sneaking into that cave system. I do kind of want to grab this throne since it's right next to us. But for that, I need either my prophet, my god, or a priest with a level 3 skill, or level 3 priest skill. So let's check our commanders and see if any of them are priests level 3. There we go. A Basalt Queen. 350 gold. And slow to recruit, which generally means I think it takes 2 turns instead of 1 to recruit this unit. Alright, so a Basalt Queen has a leadership of 160, which is insane. That's really good. She's cold resist, fire resist. She causes fear. Sacred unit on top of that, and a priest level 3. 48 hit points. Wow, she is a good unit. Easy to hit, but other than that, she is pretty good. 29 damage. Oh my gosh. And it's magic damage. Wow. And then a bite of 22. That kind of sounds like a good profit to me. Okay, that's not a priest. That's a priest, but that's level 2. That's our kind of basic military melee commander guy, I guess. Oh, this is our basic military melee guy. The Shambler Chief. What's special about you? Shamblers are Atlanteans grown to huge proportions. They use claws or clubs made from Atlantean corals in combat and do not normally don armor since it tends to be cumbersome. The Shamblers have lived long enough to grow accustomed to the comforts of life and do not join armies unless generously paid. Shamblers are very strong and do not fear shorter beings. Wow, they are strong! Oh my god. 15 strength! A human is 10! This dude's on 15! Wow. So if we could forge this thing a better weapon, like his damage could be huge. What's this guy's strength? 15 as well. Oh my goodness. These Atlanteans are no joke. Huh. Okay. Well, I think let's recruit a Basalt Queen, which is going to take most of our money, so we're going to have to go with some cheapy units. I haven't even looked at the rest of these guys. Warriors of the Deep. 21 magic damage, 17 strength. Goodness gracious. 9 protection, 27 hit points. Those guys are nasty. Again, with all these high hit point creatures and high strength, that's really cool. Deep One Spearman. Looks like probably has higher damage than the Deep One. Is that right? Yeah. Plus his damage is magic, which is really nice. Coral Guard. 16 protection, 24 damage with that weak poison. Oh my goodness. This is our heavy infantry right here. The Coral Guard are the elite of the Atlantean army. They are rigorously trained and are equipped with heavy coral armor. Wow. That's a good, solid unit. War Shambler, again with the high strength and high hit points. Protection 12, that's pretty good. 18 damage is pretty good. Morale 13. Encumbrance 5. That's pretty high. I'm imagining theirs are higher. 8. Oh man. So each round they're taking 8 to their fatigue just by fighting. It's kind of high. Okay. Anyway, let's recruit some cheapy units. Reef Dweller. Poisonous Barbs. Is that what's giving them this poison attack then? Is that why their spear has the poison attack, is the barbs? 12 hit points. 11, 10, 11. So why are these guys higher resource? Oh, because they have a shield. That's probably why. That makes sense. Okay, well let's hire some more of these guys. Can only hire 5 of them because we have no more gold. And I think that's going to be it for our first turn as well as this video. So thank you for watching the first video of this Atlantean playthrough, and I will see you all next time. Take care, everybody.